Evening everyone. Just checking this is working. Yeah, it looks like it. Hi everyone. Just having my cup of tea. We'll just wait for a few people to join and then we will get started as always. Hi Sharon. Feel free to say hello as you join. It's always nice to have a little chat. Wednesday evening here, 8:30, and I promised you 2 cards tonight, and they're good ones. I'm really happy with them actually. I've been putting off using the set that I've used tonight for a little while, and I don't know why I did, because it's lovely and I'm sure some of you have it either on your wish lists or in your stash as well. Hi Sharon, I'll wave to you, bless you. Okay, so tonight we're going to be using Love of Leaves. So we're not doing a Christmas card, we're not doing birthday cards, we're doing something very, very different. So what I'm going to do is I will move my screen, my camera around so you can see my desk, and we will get started. Hope you're sitting comfortably. There's lots going on tonight. There's die cutting, there's embossing, there's loads of stuff. So we should be here for a little while. So I will pause it and then I will move my camera and we will get started. So bear with me. Okay, so I will get started. Bear with me. So we've got a few new people on tonight. So hello everybody. I hope you are safe and well. Love to know where you are watching from. So tonight we are going to use, I need to find it in my little catalogue. We are going to use this absolute beauty, Love of Leaves. It's on page 49 in your August to December mini catalogue, and it's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So you have these lovely distinctive leaves. I say they're distinctive because they have texture built into the stamps. Okay, and then we have these really lovely useful sentiments, and then the dies, they come with the stitched leaves dies, and I'll show you how they work as well. And yeah, they're really, really lovely. If you just stick into Pinterest the name of the stamp set or the dies, you get so much inspiration. So enjoy that. Let me know if you have it or you have it on your wish list. It's always nice to see if I'm using popular things. Bonsoir Sophie. Evening my dear. Denise, you've worked out how to change the blade on my trimmer today. Good job, thumbs up. And Audrey says she's in Northants. Okay, not a million miles away. So let's get a cracking. I'm going to do this one first. Okay, so this is the first card we're going to make, or I'm going to make and you're going to watch, hopefully. So these are the leaves, and aren't they just beautiful? A little bit of fussy cutting, of course, and a little bit of ribbon. And these are the papers. I always get these papers confused, actually. They are the In Good Taste Designer Series papers, and it's a whopper of a pack. It's 24 sheets in a pack, 12 inches by 12 inches, and they're really natural looking images. They go really, really nicely with this set. And I'm going to show you what I've done with these leaves and how to create them. So let's do the leaves first, and I'm going to need my lovely jubbly Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, which, as you know, is new. So this is the machine. Some of you have seen this, some of you have them, some of you have different ones, and you know what, if it cuts the paper, it does the job. So we are going to cut some leaves. So I have used colours that I don't massively use. So Cajun Craze, don't think I've ever used that colour in 6 years, but I love it, it's brilliant. And I've used Crushed Curry and Mossy Meadow. Okay, so these dies, they come with a detailed die, and these are all separate. You got a detailed stitched element, and then you get the outline, and as you can see, the outline has got stitching on it as well. So to do this, we're going to pop down our edge die, our outline should I say, and then this one here just gets popped inside, and I've got some washi tape in it to hold it in place. Okay, so you can see that we have an equal border of card showing through, and I'm just going to pop some washi tape down so it holds in place, okay? And then we pop on our top plate, or our plate number 3 as we call this new one, and just wheel it through. Okay. Apologies if the screen shakes. Okay, so I'm just going to pull that out. So that comes back in one, and it's obviously attached with washi, so hopefully it means it won't get lost. And then this is what we have left. So can you see the stitching on that? How beautiful is that? Love it. Okay, so we're going to do that with the other 2 colours now. So we have Mossy Meadow, and this is with the long one, and actually where I made these cards about 10 minutes ago, they're all still attached, as I would like them to be. So washi tape is great, and if you have some and you think, oh, I don't know what I'm going to use that for, I use mine all the time on my dies, just to keep them in place as I'm cutting. Now, so look, it stays attached where you want it. And then this is our lovely green leaf. Let me know what you think. And then the last one, we have a little bit of crushed curry, which is just lovely. Crushed curry is really similar. Well, I've actually cut these in different colours, so we're going to see what different colours, how this is going to work with different colours. So let's pop that down. And just pop that in. Line it up where you're happy, and then just push your washi down. Okay, and then just roll that through. So we're going to get a bit of a different look on this card, because I've cut the leaves in different colours to my sample. So there we have our last stitched leaf, and then for the time being we can put our little stamping, oops, that's on the floor now, stamping cut and emboss machine to one side. Okay, so for these dies here, I'm going to use my sponge daubers, and I'm going to edge them, because whilst they look lovely, I think they look even lovelier with a bit of edging. So all I'm doing is I'm adding a bit of ink, and then I'm just going round the edge. Okay, and I think this just adds a little bit more texture to them. And this is crushed curry ink, so the cardstock is crushed curry, and the ink that I'm using is also crushed curry. So it just goes to show that you can use the same colour and you get a really nice tone on tone look. And also this is a really messy, it's not like me to be messy or inky. Okay, so there we have a little bit of edge, and I think it looks more natural given that the leaves are, at the moment, they are obviously all changing, so you do get these lovely colours. And I'm just going over, there's not much ink on this dauber at all, but I'm just going over so that it blends that in. So there we have our first leaf, and now we have our second. Now this is Cajun Craze. So this goes on, it looks really, really dark when you start adding it to the leaf. Just hold those pieces down. So yeah, it looks really dark, but once it's dried, it dries lighter. Ooh. Just keep going round until you are happy. Sponge daubers are really, really useful think with the Stampin' Up catalogue they come in a pack of 3. And they are super handy. So just go around until you are happy with what it looks like. That's it. And then our last one is our Mossy Meadow leaf, and I've got some Mossy Meadow ink as well. So again, this looks like it's really dark as you start adding it, but it will also dry lighter. That's it. My desk is squeaking this evening. Right, so now we have our 1, 2, 3 leaves, we can start building our card. Okay, so for this card I have a Whisper White card base. This is a C6 card base, so it's cut from half a piece, from a piece of A5 cardstock. And then I have 2 layers, so I have a layer of black and I have a layer of the Wood Effect DSP from the In Good Taste DSP, and I'm going to add a little bit of shadow to the edge of the DSP as well. And this is another good idea as well, if you're using a dark DSP, it's quite hard to show you, but the back of the DSP is light, so actually you do get a white edge around it, so you can actually see that when you put it on the card. There, that's good, you can see that really clearly there. Now on my card you haven't got that, because what I've done is I've gone around the edge with the sponge dauber again, and that then takes that away. Okay, so another really handy technique for when you're using DSP, especially dark DSP. And this DSP is kind of really dark brown, so I have used an Early Espresso ink pad to do that. Okay. So you can't see it massively on the cardstock, but it just takes that white off now, so you can't even see now that that paper was white. So it's just that little added detail that does make a bit of difference. So we're going to add this to a piece of basic black, and I have forgotten the measurements, but I will put them on my blog afterwards for you. Okay, now I've obviously cut these leaves in a different fashion, so we're going to put these on in a different way. So what I've done as well is I have trimmed off some of these bottom stems, and then we want some mini dimensionals, which I thought I picked up, but I clearly didn't. No, they're on my desk. Okay, so when you're happy with the layout of this, now it's entirely up to you which way you do it. So that is the same layout as this one, but I do like the yellow leaf up front. So just play around with that till they're happy. So I'm actually going to put the yellow one on first. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer my leaves behind it with a dimensional. Like so, and then the green leaf can go on behind as well. Okay, so then now I've done that, I'm just going to snip the stem of the green one away so that you only get the stem of the yellow. showing. Now that's better. And now we can put this on our card. So I am going to use the edge of this. I'm putting this on my card raised. For those of you that follow me already, you'll know that I like a lot of dimension on my cards. So we'll just get rid of the backs. And then this is going on the card in the centre, so you get a little bit of a white border showing. There we have it. And then we will need to do a little bit of heat embossing for our sentiment. Just moving some bits out of the way because there's lots going on my desk tonight. I wish you could see it. Right, so for heat embossing, we're going to need a little bit of black cardstock, okay, and then you will need your heat tool. You will need an embossing buddy or a tumble dryer sheet, and I have the sentiment that says, "I'm so glad you're in my life," and we want a Versamark ink pad. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to rub the cardstock with our embossing buddy. What that does is that just takes the static away from the card. The Versamark ink pad is a sticky ink pad, so we're going to stamp that first. And it's clear, so you won't see that. I'll raise it up, but you can't really see that at all. And then I have some embossing powder. So this is white embossing powder. And the idea is the embossing powder is going to stick to the Versamark, like so. And then when we heat that, it will set. Okay. So you'll see this, it should turn a real bright white, and it will go a bit glossy. It's just starting to go now. And then, oh, evening Janine. Hello from Cornwall, hope you're having a lovely holiday. And Sue said, sorry she's late. You are forgiven, Mrs. Temple. So I'm just going to trim around this sentiment. Being careful to not cut any of the letters off. Hi Sarah, you've just joined as well. I hope you are well. And I hope you're all settled into your new house as well. Okay, it's just trimming around this. Okay, so I'm so glad you're in my life. Now this one here, I've actually trimmed around, but I'm going to leave this one a bit plainer. Okay, so this is going to be stuck to our top leaf. Well, Janine's just, but she's just recovering from a rather indulgent meal. All lovely. I hope there's lots of vegetables on your plate. And Sarah's still with parents. Oh, bless you. I'm very well, thank you. Yes. And then this is my linen thread. Linen thread actually comes in a really nice roll, but it was attacked by a little miniature dachshund who likes to destroy things. So I'm just going to tie a bow, she says. That's it. So just pull it through, and I'm doing little loops and a long tail. So when you are happy with that, I'm going to trim those strands off in a minute. Just add the centre of your bow to a glue dot, and you can then stick that, she says, to your card. Okay, and then pull your tails and snip off where you are happy. So there is our card front done, but of course we have an inside of our card as well, and we have a smaller piece of the DSP and a piece of Whisper White that we're just going to layer together. I try to make sure that my inside and my outside of the cards are matching, and then stick this in. So there we have our finished card number one. So this was my, oh, we've left a little dot off. These are the gilded gems and they're really lovely, and I'm just going to put one on there like so. I didn't think about that, I didn't measure it, I just decided that's where it was going to go. The art of being random. So there we have the first one. So I've cut out some of the leaf dies, the stitched leaves dies, with 3 different colour cardstock, and I've gone around the edge with a sponge dauber. I've stuck them onto some DSP, mounted it onto my card front, and then we've got a little heat embossed sentiment, and of course a bow and a gem, and the inside matches as well. Okay, so that's card number one this evening, and spot the difference, slightly different or layout of the leaves.